God. I'm still withdrawing.
No auction drafts.
I haven't auction drafted in what, 8, 9 days now? I thought I'd be feeling better by now. And I'm not. I had to sit through 22 minutes of Ryan last night. And he drank 36 beers, brought to you by Alfred Newman, who was kind enough to donate to our YouTube channel. He hit the donate button. It was nice. He got Ryan 3 12-packs. And Ryan literally crushed them all in 22 minutes. I don't know.
I did not.
You're standing somehow, and your liver is not bulging out of your belly. And sipping coffee calmly right now. It's amazing. All right. I feel a little better now that we're talking sports. Because this is Fantasy Sports Addicts Anonymous.
All right.
Yeah. My name is Tom.
Hi, Tom.
And I'm a fantasy sports addict.
And my name is Ryan.
Howdy, Ryan.
And I, too, am a fantasy sports addict.
Oh.
Woo!
Yeah.
All right.
3 epic videos last night. They'll be posted later today. All brought to you by Alfred Newman. You get to see Ryan's debauchery. It's fucking hilarious, to be honest. I enjoyed it. It was funny to sit next to it. I'm not sure his wife enjoyed lying in bed next to it afterward, but
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sure she could tell a lot of tales. The tale we're here to tell today is we want to talk about the best fantasy league possible. What is the best fantasy league? How do you create the best league?
Right, it's that time of year where you're looking to get in a great league, and sometimes you just got to create them yourself.
I mean, Ryan and I run the best leagues on the internet. We're not going to lie. I mean, that is not hyperbole. That's the fantasy god's honest truth.
We run some pretty good leagues.
We run some pretty good leagues. I mean, we're not going to lie. These are the best leagues on the planet.
And we're also going to, do a rookie update, talk about how rookies have been looked in Summer League and preseason.
Love talking about rookies and hype and prospects. I mean, we just got through the summer of hype for baseball. Nothing but rookies to talk about, nothing but rookies for your team. Now for fantasy basketball, there's a few rookies you'll want to keep an eye on. We'll get to that. But first, let's get to
our A's and Q's.
No, we're going to A some Q's. It's Q.
Questions and answers.
We got to come up with a better fucking name for this. Hey, all right. Anybody who listens to this podcast, this section of our podcast, what should we call it? Q&A? That's dumb.
Yeah.
Mailbag? Dumb. Mailbox? Dumb. Let's come up with something cool. Like, I don't know what to call this thing. I mean, ideally at some point we'll have a sponsor, preferably a beer sponsor, so Ryan can get his 3 12-packs in.
It'd be nice.
Yeah. But until then, we just need a cool name for this thing. It needs to be catchy. So if you know of a name, we've already reached out for podcast and video ideas. Give us a name for this Q&A section here.
Yeah, something, fantasy addict related, I don't know.
The internet has a vivid imagination, Ryan.
Yes.
Thank you, internet. Thank you, listeners. Thank you, viewers.
But anyways, we do have some Q's that need A's, some questions that need answers.
Speaking of thank you, viewers and listeners, right?
Right, so our first question comes from Dave Chow. All right?
Dave Chow.
Dave Chow.
Okay. How do you spell Chow? Is it like French, like CIAO, or?
CHOW.
Okay, so it's
Chow.
Chow.
Yeah, not French.
Is that not a reasonable...
No, just
right.
Dave Chow.
I didn't know.
All right, so he says, I keep staring at Oladipo and Bledsoe and can't decide who I like better.
Yeah, I do that too, and so do you.
We do. I mean, What is it? 6 in one hand, half a dozen in another?
Yeah, 6 of one, half a dozen of another. You're going to get all these little catchphrases someday.
Maybe.
I'm going to teach you all the little phrases. You got to use a lot of phrases where I'm from.
So, who do you like better? I mean, I actually kind of like targeting both of them and pairing them together.
I know you love the pairing. The pairing is pretty cool. I mean, if you can do that, I'm just never in a draft position so far where I can pair the two of them. And so I end up taking like Jeff Teague later on.
I think I paired them in my auction leagues. I mean, maybe one.
You've done it a few times.
Yeah.
They are an awesome pair.
And honestly,
they both have point guard and shooting guard eligibility.
Honestly, around that time where they're getting taken, early 30s, maybe late 20s, and they're there, I'm going to take whichever one is still there when it comes around to me.
Yeah, if you don't have a choice, take whichever one's left.
And if I do have a choice,
like a rat pick.
Well, let's say it just comes to me and they're both there. Hopefully the other one will come back, but if I had to choose between the two...
Yeah, who's your favorite of the two? Are you going to play the homer?
I don't know. It's tough not to.
I was going to say I'm playing the homer because I like...
Honestly, if I had the two, I'd give it to Bledsoe by a slight edge.
We're biased. We'll admit it openly.
We're
Phoenix Suns fans.
I love Oladipo, no doubt.
Right, and Oladipo is just one of those players that's trending upward every year. I mean, summer was awesome. Preseason's looking great. How do you not love... Again, this is why you advocate both of them.
If you can, do it.
I don't often get either. I would love to have either one. If I had to pick one, I'd probably go Bledsoe just because I'm a Suns fan.
I probably have at least one of them on all my rosters.
All right, so you're invested in both players.
Yeah.
I'm invested in neither.
Okay.
But again, I do different things than you do. You have a strategy, I have a strategy. It's opposite ends of the spectrum, is it not?
It is.
But I do like both these players.
Okay, so thanks, Dave Chow.
Did we even answer the question, though?
Yes. Take them both.
Take them both.
We like Bledsoe, but we're homers. Oladipo trending upward.
So I guess the answer truly is...
You won't go wrong with either one.
Okay, yeah. All right. That's the safe answer. Either one. Have fun.
Yeah.
Get them both.
Okay. So our next question comes from Justin B.
Justin Bieber?
I hope not. Just Justin
Why not?
B.
Oh, that'd be great if we had like one of the biggest pop stars on the planet that was into fantasy sports and he liked us of all fantasy sports.
If he would tweet us or get us followers, sure, but...
I don't know, a private concert? Maybe you could teach me some dance moves or how to like get away with, committing like misdemeanors and minor felonies and stuff like that.
Whatever, Justin B. Sorry that Tom went there. We don't want to talk about him.
He probably doesn't.
All right.
I'm not that Michael
Why
Bolton.
do I have to change my name? He's the one who sucks.
The Michael Bolton Office Space reference. We're going there.
Yeah,
He's the one who sucks. Sorry, Justin B.
You can just call me Jay.
Jay, yeah, just call me Jay. JB, what's up?
All right, so he says, one of my teams, I have a co-manager. He wants to take Reggie Jackson in the 4th or 5th round, a point guard who barely gets steals and threes in the 4th, no thanks. What do you guys think?
There's not a lot of point guards that get steals and threes and all that in 4th round, is there? That's kind of the 1st round, the Steph Currys, is that?
Well, I think what he's asking is how much of a reach is too much of a reach for Reggie Jackson. Obviously, you want to target him, but how soon is too soon? Where should you be taking him?
A month ago, we thought we were clever talking about him as a sleeper candidate. That was when, rankings hadn't even been set for the most part. We just oh yeah, Reggie Jackson, he's a guy to look for.
He was.
You like him a lot. You just traded for him in our Dynasty League.
I did.
But honestly, Reggie Jackson, most people on our message boards and the comments in our YouTube section, they'll tell you to take him in the 3rd round. That's how high the internet and these people are on Reggie Jackson.
Well, also in ESPN, he is ranked 42nd.
So it's not a reach.
And
in ESPN,
Yahoo,
not a reach. Yahoo maybe.
He's a bit later, so obviously.
But people will still take him that early.
If you can get him later, obviously the better.
Did he specify if this is a roto league or not?
No.
All right, here's the thing. I always say when in doubt, err to the side of roto. You know, have a well-rounded player, a guy who hits his percentages.
I don't think he matters.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's the whole point I'm saying, is that he literally can't hurt you no matter what your team strategy is. Forget the threes. You can get threes later on. You can get, stat specialists. The threes and steals you can find in stat specialists. He's not a guy that's going to hurt you. I know you're... Why do you have a co-manager if you're not going to trust his opinion? If you're like... Not to insult this person's intelligence.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't... This is a 10-man league, I think he said.
Okay, so this is you've brought in a co-manager. He has a thing he wants to do. Do you trust this person? Why is he co-managing? If you brought him in for this...
I'm just saying, for me, my rankings, when I went through and did my personal rankings...
Would he be in that range?
I had Reggie right around number 50.
So that would be 4th, 5th?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, so not early 4th, definitely not 3rd round.
But he does go that high.
When it comes around to pick 50, it's going to be tough between like him and Wiggins and maybe Knight.
Again, he still goes in the 3rd round. We've got people advocating taking
But
him
we're
in the 3rd
just
round.
trying to get the most value for your pick. Like if you can get him at pick 60 or pick 70 even.
You've brought in a co-manager. Trust this guy's opinion. If he knows what he's doing in the draft, you brought him in because he knows what he's doing. I think it's safe.
I say anytime after pick 50, if someone takes him before that where you're talking about taking him, they wanted him a little more.
The assists, though. There's not a lot of point guards in that range with as many assists. Just my knowledge of point guards in that range, between like 35 to 70-ish in either ESPN or Yahoo, there's not as many with that kind of assist potential. Right?
Well, look what he did when he actually got to Detroit.
Give us the splits in Detroit, please.
Once he got to Detroit, it was 27 games. He averaged 17.6 points, 4.7 rebounds, and 9.2 assists while getting you a 3 a game and 0.7 steals. So not quite a steal, but he got you a 3. But those 9 assists, the points, the 3-pointer.
That's absolutely serviceable in every league. Top 50
numbers.
I don't know. I mean.
So what are we saying? Take this guy in the 4th, 5th round? Yeah.
Yes.
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 Were you against it, or what's going on here? Why do we have to have such an analysis of this? It was good to go to the stats.
Okay. I mean, just like I said, I have him around pick 50.
In terms of my roto affection, I love roto, well-rounded players. I can find my threes. I can find my steals. I can find stuff. Again, I'm a roto specialist. My main categories are percentages and efficiency.
I'm just actually torn who to take between him and Wiggins.
You could probably get them both.
I usually try to.
If you reach for Jackson, 1 pick ahead of Wiggins, you can get both, essentially. And you're going to be, oh my God, he reached. Oh, whoa. Like people ask us all the time, should I reach? I'm afraid to reach. I don't like reaching. Like, you're getting the player you want for your fantasy team. Why is it a reach?
It's just a fine line because if you can get him later and get somebody else in the meantime that helps your team more.
But what kind of hubris is that?
It's just about getting the most return on your investment.
Yeah, but I'm that smart.
Buy low, sell high.
Yeah, but I'm that smart manager. I'm the one that's smarter than everybody in the league. I think I'm smarter than everybody. Oh, wait a minute. But the guy picking immediately after me just took the guy I wanted 10 picks later. Right?
It sucks. I know.
Don't assume you're the smartest guy in the draft room. If you have to reach to get what fits your team strategy, go for it. And it's not a reach to take Reggie Jackson somewhere in the 4th or 5th round.
Okay. I agree.
Okay.
We weren't
And
disagreeing the whole time.
he's not even one of my guys, but I just had I felt passionately there.
Okay, good question. We like that. So thanks, JB.
JB.
All right, our last question.
Who's it from?
This comes, it's another repeat question. This comes from our boy Hazy. All right, so thanks for your question, Hazy. He says he grabbed Stanley Johnson as my last pick, wondering if I should drop him for another surefire name like CJ McCollum, Alfred Caminu, Morrison Gortat, or Covington.
Polish Hammer still unowned. And CJ McCollum still unowned.
I have both of them quite a bit higher than Stanley Johnson.
Well, I mean, considering in Yahoo that, like, Marcin Gortat's 44th overall or something, how is he unowned? I mean, is this like a 4-man league?
Gortat.
All right, I'm no slam on Hazy because, again, if we slam Hazy...
We're huge Polish Hammer fans.
We are, by the way. Hazy, you need to get Polish Hammer on your team. You need to get CJ McCollum on your team. And you need to also keep Stanley Johnson. I know on the comments we told you, look at CJ McCollum instead of Stanley. You need all those players. Just get them all. Like, I don't know what league this is. What's happening in this league where this kind of talent...
It's just sitting there in the free agency.
How deep is this league?
That's the question. I mean, 10-man at most.
Hazy's our biggest supporter.
We love him. We appreciate it.
And if we didn't
say it like we felt it,
we had to say it. We'd be doing you a disservice, and if we did you a disservice, you'd have to slam us into a wall.
On that, because
he's our enforcer.
We're going to be talking about Stanley Johnson later in this podcast.
Why'd I ever get mixed up in auction drafts? Why?
You didn't know what you were doing.
Started
with a little experimentation. Trying it out.
I'm just so cold. All I know is it's been 8 days since I drafted an auction team, and the Q&A didn't hold me over the way I thought they might.
That's why we need to get this podcast done so I can try to find a auction winners league draft to get in.
Woo!
So what's the best league possible?
Well, it's clearly not a public
Definitely
league.
Not your standard public league.
I mean, they're fine for what they are. That's like profile filler and, minimal participation on your part. They're kind of easy to win. And they're just fun. They're fun. They're fine.
If you want to be in the best league possible, you're probably just going to have to host it yourself.
Wait, that means you've got to be the commissioner.
That's right, Mr. or Mrs. Commissioner.
Wow, you have absolute power.
And with that comes...
responsibility. Really, you're going to have to commission your own league. And
the first thing you must decide is what type of league do you want to be in?
All right, so is it going to be a roto, head-to-head, a points league, a points roto, points head-to-head, points... Well, there's a lot of choices. What's your favorite? That's what's going to make it the best league because you're hosting it and it's your favorite setup.
Tom prefers roto. I prefer head-to-head.
Okay, so you should think about the fact that...
There's no right or wrong answer. It's just whatever one you prefer.
No, but when you're looking for managers, you're going to have to think about managers like yourself, all right? So I'm doing this head-to-head points or I'm doing this just straight head-to-head. Don't be looking for roto managers that aren't interested in head-to-head leagues and vice versa. You want to make sure you're finding the right talent for your league.
Okay, so next, which stats should you be using?
Well, there's no right answer. I mean, you can keep whatever stats you think are appropriate, but I mean, we've all been in these leagues and possibly even hosted them ourselves at some point early on in our commissioner career. you think you're smarter than everybody. Like, oh, I know so much about basketball, or I know so much about baseball, and I know so much about football.
Woo! Kyle Schwarber, home run.
Oh, let's set up some advanced statistics, and like, oh man, it's 25 statistical categories, and well,
don't do it. Don't.
No, you're not being cute by setting a really complicated setup. That's not fun. It just penalizes people in the long run. And honestly, if you want a fun league, you just keep it simple. That's our rule. Keep it simple.
Our rule is to keep it simple. If you want the best cutthroat management for your league, don't make it difficult by them by including all these esoteric penalty stats. Like, simple keeps it fun, and fun equals engaged managers.
That's what you want for your league. You don't want people taking a nap like, I don't even know what these stats are. Like, oh, why did I sign up? That's not the league you want. And after that, you got this cool little setup, nice, tight, crisp, cool points, cool stats. You got to decide what kind of draft are you going to do. You don't want to do an offline auto pick draft. People aren't interested in that. They're just like, oh, yeah, I got to, like, what do I do, team? Like, no. I mean, the only kind of offline draft you want to be doing, these are kind of cool because people are actually really engaged, but it's like a week long, and everybody gets like 3 hours on the clock, and it's like, okay, all right, I'm picking this guy, I'm picking this. It's almost like an in-person draft, but it's offline.
Yeah, it's just when you got people from all over the world with different schedules and are busy, like sometimes you're not going to be able to get them all there at the same time. It just doesn't work.
No, but they kind of take a while.
So sometimes offline works.
Yeah, but really, again, like we say, I'm all live from Grand Slam Studios. It's Fantasy Sports Addicts Anonymous. Live draft. If you can get a live draft with everybody in the same room, all your whole league together, like having wings and beers and yelling at each other, and you got the big draft board, the big whiteboard, and wow, that's cool.
I mean, that's obviously ideal, but
that's what you see on TV.
We've never actually drafted in a live, in-person draft.
No, much to our own chagrin. I mean, we've tried to organize this. We've wanted to organize this. We've just never been able to pull it off. But, right, coming up for spring baseball, we are going to have a live in-person draft.
Come hell or high water, goddammit.
You don't have to live in Arizona. Luckily, we do live in Arizona, so it's baseball. It's spring training. I mean, you just come on out, take a little vacation time, do a live fantasy baseball draft with people you know. I mean, we're within, like, walking distance of, like, 4 teams. Walking distance might be a bit of an overstatement, but we're very close.
Easy driving distance.
Right. We're very close to several teams. That's kind of the cool thing about Cactus League. And it's perfect setup. You could host a cool baseball league here, I think.
So hopefully come next year we'll have a live in-person draft.
Next year we will have a live in-person draft.
Okay, not hopefully. Next year we will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So obviously those leagues are tough to come by. So usually you do live online draft. And this can either be a standard snake draft, or you can make it an auction draft with a salary cap.
Wait, what? Tell me more about it. I like it with this music.
Anyways, auction draft is where it is at.
Yes!
In my personal favorite league, it's going to be an auction draft.
Oh, God, yeah. Yes!
What are you doing over there?
Yeah.
He's getting a little too excited with the auction music. But obviously...
That just made me feel so much better to just talk about auction. Sorry, you could do an auction like I need to do soon, or I'm going to go bananas and rob a bank or something and take the money and go to an auction.
Okay.
For fine art.
Or you just do your standard snake draft.
Those are fun too. I haven't done one of those in a while.
Again, personal preference. Some managers never done an auction draft. They don't want to. I think just the random snakes, you're going to be more likely to fill it up easier.
Well, and you got to start out any kind of like dynasty or keeper with a random snake. A lot of people have never done non-snake. We actually do non-snake for our keeper leagues.
That's just because it's keeper and it's a way to help out the lesser teams. Keeps the balance a little better.
And this isn't something we came up with. This was actually something introduced to us by a fantasy sports pioneer from Europe.
Caius.
Yes, Primoz Caius.
Who is no longer running his league he started.
But he was from somewhere, I don't remember, somewhere in Europe. And Ryan has now inherited his league. I had it for a minute. Ryan's in charge now. It's a, 7th year basketball dynasty?
Yep.
But this was a great idea. It's non-snake. Replenish the teams on the bottom and just fill out, we're not talking about the whole draft. It's not like 25 players. We're talking about 5, 6 picks, right?
Yeah.
But non-snake, if you've never done it, consider it.
It works well for dynasty leagues.
Bottom line, though, live draft. And if you're doing an auction or if you're doing a snake or whatever, there's totally different strategies. This is just like what type of league you're going to have. Different strategies, different managers. Keep that in mind when you're looking for your talent pool.
All right, so the next step, once you decide what type of league with the stats and the draft type, you got to fill that league up with your managers. Like, how many do you want? Do you want it to be 8, 10, 12, 14, 20?
20, yeah. Woo, that's a deep league. Boy, that sounds impressive. Well, not always.
8's too shallow, 20's too deep.
I mean, 8 if it's like intimate, like your church group, your family, like literally your family, or like a work pool or something. Just literally like intimate and competitive amongst friends. That's like people you actually know in person. But just general competition, probably 10 to 14, right?
Yeah.
20 gets a little bit deep. 20's fun. But honestly, you as the commissioner, you've got more to worry about than like, oh, I'm proving something with the amount of teams I play or how deep the league is. You're running a league that you want people coming back to, so you've got to decide how much turnover are you willing to put up with. The more people you have in your league, the more turnover there's going to be, right?
Right.
The more people you're going to have to replace next year that don't come back because their team sucked and they have no interest and they're just like confused by how you set your league up or something, right? Stick to that 10 to 14, right?
Definitely.
Keep it kind of standard. I mean, again, you're not trying to prove anything to anybody. What you want is you want the best league.
So now that you know how many teams you want, how big your league is.
Perfect. All right. It's set. It's good.
You got to find managers to fill those teams. So
where are you going to get them?
Where do you get the best managers?
Well, obviously, our own website, right? FantasySportsAddicts.com. Hello, if you're a friend of the program, you know our website. We've only promoted it shamelessly several times now. Our message boards, our forums.
Full of fantasy sports addicts that would be great additions to your league.
And it's easy to meet other people who want to do the same type of leagues that you want to do, right?
But if you don't find them on our website.
You can find them like Reddit or ESPN or Yahoo. Like any old fantasy sports message board will do. You just tell them what you're looking for. Hey, I'm doing a Roto League. Hey, I'm doing an auction head-to-head. Hey, I'm doing some points. Just tell them what you're doing.
It's a lot better to recruit managers rather than just publish your league where...
And like hope it fills up with, oh, I hope they're good.
Yeah, so those leagues never turn out.
Now, the thing you're also going to want to do ahead of time is let them know you got some high standards, right? The best league you can possibly have does have high standards.
You got to set the league policy.
Okay, but sometimes you've been in leagues where you're like, oh, I really liked how that guy handled himself in the championship round. Like, oh, I got him. I ground him into the dirt. But, man, I mean, he made like 40,000 moves that last week. And he had been so super aggressive, like 12th place to like 7th place and made the playoffs. And then I fought him in the championship round. And, man, that is exactly the kind of guy I want in my league.
Yeah, honestly, that's the best way to get managers is from leagues that you already played in. You got some history with these guys. You know they're a cutthroat manager. You know they're good. They're active. They're going to be there at the end.
You beat him. He beat you. It doesn't matter how it played out.
You want your redemption.
He wants his.
either way.
It's a great way, like, hey, reach out, like, hey, good season. This is why, again, sportsmanship plays in, too. You're always kind of like, especially your tough competition, as long as there's no, like, transgression, like, oh, that guy talked all this shit to me and I didn't like it. No, as long as you got, like, good competition and there's no hate between the two of you, you're always congratulatory, you're always, like, good sportsmanship. You stay in touch with that guy, because if you're running the best league ever, don't you want the best competition you can get?
That's important.
So you stay in touch with these people. And again, a place like our message boards or any other fantasy sports message board, get their email address, whatever, reach out, stay in contact. That's what we're trying to do on our own website, is build this community where you can stay in touch with these people and build great leagues.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about.
But back to what we were saying about setting strong standards. Now that you've got the best league and you've got the best managers, you've picked your ideal setup, now you got to set your league policy.
The best league should have high standards for participation, because that's really what it comes down to. Is just
absolutely.
Being active, like, that's the most important.
You don't just get to be in this league. Even if there's no membership dues, membership ain't free.
No, it's a privilege, not a right. Like, honestly, if you have really good leagues, managers are replaceable. You got other managers that would love to be in a good league like you have.
Well, it's like you said. That's a privilege. And that privilege can be checked at any time, bro.
Yes, sir. It's checking some privileges.
All right, so for our own leagues, we actually have, I don't know if they're like high standards, but we do have some standards for our own leagues. Again, most of our leagues have been going 12 years, 7 years, just nonstop. I mean, we've got managers who've been around 8 years, 6 years. Even the guys that are new, air quotes new, 3, 4 years.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of turnover, and everybody's just like, man, these are the best leagues I've ever been in. And so this isn't hyperbole. This isn't us just necessarily tooting our own horns. We've worked hard for this. We've worked to get great managers, and it's taken 12 years, 7 years in some cases. These leagues are just really good, and it takes a little bit of time, so it's not going to happen the first season, but you've got to set the standard. So we have a few standards that we have set, all right?
Just a few expectations we have in our own leagues for our managers that are in them.
And these are only our suggestions. You can do differently if you choose, or add to them as you see fit. But we're not a big fan of a lot of rules. We got rid of the no drop list. We just know there's not going to be that shenanigans manager who's like, well, I'm mad because whatever happened and I'm just going to drop my whole roster and blah.
No, it's going to be one of those things where, like, your star player is injured and you want to drop him and add his replacement, but you can't because Yahoo has the little can't cut list next to his name, even though he's out for the year, but he just hasn't been updated.
And then all of a sudden,
I swipe in and get the guy that's your replacement dude because you had nobody else to drop.
That opens up, especially for a league where we're trying to get some, some of these 12th place teams, whatever, to like build and get better. All of a sudden, they got a top waiver pick, and like somebody dropped Paul George last year because he was injured, and they got him on a waiver claim. All right, now you're set. Right. Now all of a sudden that team's a whole different, right? It's not a bad team forever. All of a sudden they got a huge cornerstone piece now, right? This is why, we don't have that ad drop list. We want people to be able to move freely and make those aggressive competitive moves when they need to win. You want everybody even, 12th place, first to 12th place, thinking they can win the same championship. So again, we have these standards that you're going to be competitive. You're going to be at the draft.
That's
minimum.
That's number one. We're flexible. We're going to try to find a draft time that works for everybody.
Obviously, you want everybody to be there.
Let's say there's one guy who can't.
He's out delivering pizzas, or his wife went into labor. He set his pre-rankings.
We can't preach it enough. Set your rankings.
Like, I don't know if my wife's going to deliver on Thursday or Friday or Saturday or Sunday. The baby's coming. We don't know. And I'm excited about this draft, and I'm excited about my first baby. And right? But this guy, he's a smart manager. He's been in the league 7 years, blah, blah, whatever. He doesn't know when it's coming, so he's smart. He plans ahead. He sets his pre-ranks. What a great manager.
And then he even mysteriously pops in the middle of rounds. And
he's like taking 2-3 players, and then he's gone again. That's the sign you got a good league. Let's be honest.
All managers must be active both competitively and communicatively.
So that means you're not just active like, oh, I'm setting my lineup, oh, I'm making, ads and drops and paying attention. And no, you're also talking to people. You're also answering trade requests or emails or league polls or talking to the commish when he asks a question or whatever. You're just there. You're not just going through the motions and setting your lineup. You're actually like invested in the league community. You don't have to be friends with everybody. You don't have to be like, hey, la-di-da, let's go skip and do rainbow stuff. No, it's fantasy sports. You're going to be there together a couple of years if it's a good league. This kind of goes back to the trade etiquette. You just don't want anything to get in the way of possible business in the future.
Yeah, so
keep the relationships good. Don't burn bridges.
That also just
be a good league mate.
Yeah. And to kind of pile on to it is, again, respond to the trade offers, emails, and the league polls, or just events or stuff that's happening in the league.
Those are musts. That is an absolute must. And maybe we are doubling up on some of this, and it might seem
but it's just important.
We're pushing the communication angle here. That's absolutely what we're doing. We're pushing the communication angle.
And speaking of communication, all managers must show their main personal email address.
Wait, you mean the one where they can reach me at home and it goes to my phone directly and I can see whenever I got a trade offer?
Yeah, not some work email or some side account that you never check.
No, because why would you do that? Why wouldn't you want to be there on the pulse of this is a team you're invested in. You want to be in this league for multiple years and play this team from year to year or whatever it is. You're invested. This is a great league. You're an active member.
It makes it a hell of a lot easier to re-invite you.
And it also makes it a lot more fun for everybody else who's playing there with you, Like, hey, I sent Joe an email and he replied 10 minutes later. Wow, that was cool. Good thing we got that trade deal in.
Yep.
If it's like your work email, we've seen this too many times. You've got that Microsoft Outlook. Hey, it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm out of office, friend. I'll talk to you on Monday morning. God bless.
Well, trade deadline's going through. We had talks.
I'll see you Monday morning.
And now I can't get in touch with you, so I'm going to go talk to this other guy I was talking to about a trade. And
I'll see you Monday morning. God bless. Out of office reply. No.
Don't do that.
Why would you block business from happening by using a work email? What? Who did that?
You don't.
Who did that?
Someone who's getting replaced in our league.
That's another point. If you're the commissioner, you must be willing to replace people.
Even if they're good managers.
Yeah. You don't want people who aren't just following the fucking basics. You don't want people that are like, I'm kind of here.
It's like your own fantasy lineup. Okay, he's been there for the past. I've had him for a while. But there's better picks up off the free agency.
You can find better managers in free agency.
Yep.
You make the move.
Absolutely. It's in the best interest of the league.
Okay, but other than that, hopefully that wasn't too overbearing. Other than that, the point is that we want people to have fun. We want our managers to have fun and do some fun, friendly shit talking with each other and be competitive.
Nothing too personal, but just have fun with it.
I mean, again, we want the competition to be good. We want the fun level to be through the roof.
We want these managers to want to come back and rejoin your league. Hell yeah.
I can't wait for next season.
They're sending you reminders come on,
hey,
publish the league, let's go.
Or they're like, hey, are we doing hoops? Are we doing football, hockey? How many other sports are we doing, right?
Right.
That's how you know you have a good league. And that's why we do all 4 sports, and that's why
we got managers in multiple leagues across multiple sports.
And multiple accounts, whatever, right? We got some addicts, and these people, they love good leagues. That's how you know you got a good league, when people are like, all right.
And it's always a crapshoot when you just try to join a league. A lot of the times, yeah, they're pretty good leagues, but every now and then you get into shenanigans or a bullshit league, or if you just join one that's published, they're worse than the public league sometimes.
And you don't want to run that league. You just take your time, Be willing to find the right people. Be willing to replace people. Find the right mix of managers. Build your league. And then again, maybe it wasn't perfect year one. Cut some people.
Replace.
Yeah.
It'll get better.
And if it's a keeper league and you're like, oh, I don't know. No, just say it. Just keep the standards high. Even when you're on that message board, like you're not sure if your league's going to make it. You're not sure if you can replace these teams. Always be closing.
ABC.
ABCs, right? Like I don't know where that's from, but I just love it. ABC, always be closing. This is a great team. It's a great team. It's a great league. You got a lot of opportunities to move here, right? Keep the standards high, just like you do in the rules.
And that will just make you have the best league possible.
The better you project your league, the better your league is. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Also, along the way, your league's so good, people keep coming back. You might just find, like me and Ryan, you make a few friends. Aww. Boy, wasn't that...
Oh, man. We got too sentimental. Making friends in fantasy sports.
No, where's Is it time to draft that auction winners league yet?
Almost. We actually have a second part of this podcast. It's running a little long, so it might be a bit of a longer podcast, but we still want to talk about rookies because Tom loves his rookies. He likes them young.
Yeah, my joints are just stiffening up.
You know, the preseasons have been going on, and
my muscles are like...
can talk a little bit more about rookies.
I think I'm dying.
You're not dying.
Is it auction time yet?
Well, once we get through this rookie part.
Can you just give me some money? Like if I held some money, maybe if I had some money.
No, that's not going to do it.
But like give me some cash. I don't have any cash. Can you hand me some cash?
No.
But if I held like $200 in my hand and I could like partition it out for like my players 1 through... Just a little money? You don't have $200?
No, especially not for you. No actions for Tommy. I don't care.
I'm good for it, man.
No, you're not.
Can we do any of that FanDuel or DraftKings auction? And is there any...
No, because we still live in Arizona.
Oh, God.
We're just stuck to doing our podcast and talking about it.
Do they have any, like, fantasy methadone?
It's called mocks. You can mock all day.
Mockadone.
Mockadone.
Mockadone. All right, we need to, like, market that. We're going to market Mockadone.
And your teams are maxed out and you still need a fix.
Oh, God. Mockadone. All right, new product, Mockadone. I love it. I'm already feeling better now that I'm on some Mockadone. Signing up right now. And now that I'm feeling better with the little Mockadone.
All right, we can talk about some rookie updates.
All right, let me just, 1,
oh my.
2, yeah.
Ow! 2015 rookie update!
Hey! Woo! All right, yeah, was that enough?
I'm a little lightheaded now.
You gonna be okay?
I'm good.
You did crush 36 beers in 22 minutes. It's all right. All right, so 2015-2016 fantasy basketball rookie updates.
All right, first off the board,
Number
first
1,
in our heart,
main man, Karl Anthony Towns.
Towns.
All right, in Yahoo, he is ranked 62nd overall, ESPN 54th overall. I don't know what else to say about Karl Anthony Towns except for yes.
Yes, and yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
You can draft him all day, any league, any team, any setup with confidence. I don't care if it's roto, punting, whatever. Just draft Karl Anthony Towns if you're a fan. Like, why not? Fuck it. Draft him. Do it. Why? Who cares? Don't even think about it. Just why not?
Karl Anthony Towns, draft him.
Just
target.
Who cares?
Heavily, aggressively.
Why not? Just why not?
All right, the number 2 pick, D'Angelo Russell, D-Loaded.
Ooh, boy. Okay, yay. What happened to my voice? It was like I was having helium. I was a little inflated with helium. Kind of like my, early expectations of D'Angelo Russell, right? I mean, all right now he's ranked 105th overall on Yahoo, 101st on ESPN. The offense looks like it could be decent. Playing in, a situation where who knows how long Kobe's going to make it or how much he's going to play.
Tons of promise. He's got a lot of confidence.
He has a lot of confidence. I mean, this guy's got swagger. Like, he talks the talk, and he's perfect. I love him sitting next to Kobe all the time. He's a very tempting pick.
For a fantasy perspective, like you said, you like a monkey see, monkey do with Kobe. Like, how much usage is he really going to get? Like,
well, that's
still Kobe's team.
You can't bank on him immediately. So if you're looking for him to be this, like, whoa, he'll probably be a superstar, but it's not happening, like, out of the gate. And it may not be...
We like him better in head-to-head than Roto because his efficiency and turnovers probably won't be anything good.
All right, let's talk about another efficiency guy. Let's talk about Jahlil Okafor. All right, ranked 106 on Yahoo, 90 overall on ESPN.
He's looking good so far.
Looking real good. He is possibly the 76ers' number one offensive option. Is that true?
I mean, they don't have a whole lot of other offensive options.
And he can score. I mean, they got Noel for the defense. And that's the thing. He has a great chemistry so far with Noel, apparently.
Noel's just talking nothing but praise of him.
And when we said efficiency, all of a sudden a guy who wasn't supposed to be able to hit his free throws is. And I know this is preseason. I know this is summer league. But, like, wait, he can hit free throws now?
I'll believe it when I see it. I still don't think he will. I think he's still going to be a big negative, which makes him a little riskier in roto leagues.
But I mean, if he can actually hit his free throws, all of a sudden, if he can hit his free throws, he is like 1B to Towns. And that was kind of the way it was expected to be. I
think there's more separating Okafor and Towns than free throw percentage.
I get that. Well, they're different players overall. But Okafor, like in terms of your punting strategy, right?
I'm happy in the leagues I got him where I got him at.
Okay, so Okafor for your punting strategy, he's a great... But all of a sudden, if that player can hit free throws, he's now in my program. He's now welcomed into the Roto Club.
He needs more than 5 free throw attempts to decide he can hit his free throws.
Well, it's been more since we did that research. I don't even know why you're citing it. But if all of a sudden...
I'm just saying it's a small sample size. Small sample size.
All right, that's fine, but we'll see more. Let's see. That's the point. But if he can hit his free throws,
whatever. We still like him.
Here's another guy that's really just starting to blow through the roof. Am I wrong?
No, he's going nuts.
Stanley Johnson, 169 on Yahoo right now, 141 ESPN. That number is going to go through the fucking roof. Both ESPN and Yahoo. He is not going to be ranked that late much longer. I mean, he has been incredibly productive in the preseason. He has a massive offensive upside.
And it's time to move him up the draft boards because, let's be honest, Marcus Morris might be in jail and not playing small forward.
In jail or punching it out or just pouting or who knows what more I do. I mean,
who cares? Johnson's the better upside player.
I follow a little U of A basketball. This was the offensive upside we were promised in his rookie season at U of A. I mean, we knew he'd be one and done, but
right.
We never actually saw like this massive offensive upside. It was just promised. And now that he's showing it and he's actually competing against NBA talent doing it and he's being utilized in a system that maximizes his capabilities, it is very interesting to think about him.
Do you think he is a legitimate Rookie of the Year candidate?
At the beginning of this preseason, I did not. Just because there were so many questions about, well, how are they going to use him? What's the situation in Detroit? At this point, if he's scoring 26 points a game, now I know it's preseason, I know. But if he's scoring 26 points a game with like 4 and 4 and like decent percentages, yeah. I mean, that's going to be better than what as much as I love Towns, that's probably going to be better than what Towns is doing.
It's not going to be putting up those kind of
numbers. No, Wiggins
obviously.
didn't do that last year. But, like, Stanley Johnson is now absolutely on the radar for a Rookie of the Year. Who was it?
Our man,
Base Bronson. Base Bronson. Shout out, Base Bronson. We were hesitant at first. We have now completely, we're recanting and giving you just this big FSAA hug. You have named a Rookie of the Year candidate. And we initially were not so sold on it, but now there's no way to deny that Stanley Johnson and Karl Anthony Towns are like 1 and 2 in terms of who's going to be Rookie of the Year. There's other candidates, obviously.
I don't know if he's that high, but he's definitely...
I'm putting him that high.
Okay.
I'll put him that high.
Okay.
And I'm the hype and rookies guy.
I know.
All right. Now, the other hype rookie I'm starting to really, 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 really warm up to, Emmanuel Mudiay. He's ranked 102 on Yahoo, 96 on ESPN. Definitely what we're seeing so far. Counting stats will be there. There's going to be points and rebounds and assists.
He's going to fill the stat sheet.
The leader of an up-tempo offense. Plenty of options to feed the ball to. He himself has like just massive raw potential. I mean, he's 19 years old though. That's the thing.
And he's got great usage rate. And Denver, they want to make him the face of the franchise.
But he's 19 years old.
They're going to do everything they can to make him as sellable as they can.
And as much as I love him, and I know the numbers are going to be there, perfect head-to-head candidate.
Perfect head-to-head.
The efficiency is absolutely in question.
Seriously in
High
question.
turnovers for sure already. Low field goal percentage. But there's upside. And again, head-to-head, good candidate.
On the right team, he can push you over the top. The wrong team, he can drop you down.
Yeah, he will hurt you in a roto setup probably.
Yes.
Miles Turner. Let's get on to Miles Turner, another one of our favorite rookies.
Yeah, we've been talking about him all off-season, preseason, whatever.
And he's been climbing draft boards right now. He's 155th overall Yahoo, 111 on ESPN. This guy is a pure defensive center. He doesn't offer much offensive upside, clearly. But
at worst, he's sharing with Mahimi, and that's not much of a roadblock.
Yeah, I mean, that's at worst. Like, that's...
I mean,
that's like a upside
the Pacers
already.
lost Hibbert and David West. There's lots of minutes to go around for Turner.
When we're talking about hyped rookies, I think the hype's starting to get out about Turner. We're not the only ones hyping Turner. The noise is already starting to... He might be dark horse Rookie of the Year candidate, possibly.
I saw him go as high as 80.
80th.
In a money league I was in on ESPN last week.
Turner's the kind of guy that probably won't hurt you in a roto league. He's not necessarily going to like blow the doors off the barn or whatever, but
we still like him. We recommend drafting him. He's definitely one of our targets.
You can use Turner in just about any kind of league, I think.
Yeah, just Turner for the value.
And the usage. Willie Cauley-Stein is a kind of similar player, probably a little deeper in drafts. Might be maybe more of a watch candidate. We'll see, but ranked 196 on Yahoo, 155th on ESPN. Is he actually starting? Do we know? Is he starting along Boogie Cousins?
He started the last couple preseason games. I think the Kings are stupid if they don't.
They pair well.
They got Kostas Koufos starting. Exactly.
Another purely defensive center, just like Miles Turner,
Clearly.
But if you need pure defensive centers who get you rebounds and blocks, I mean, these are guys you can target late in the draft and like roll the dice on and feel kind of confident that you're going to get something out of, especially if they're starting.
Draft them, standard leagues, maybe last round, put them on your watch list.
Cauley-Stein, I think more than Turner. Well, any rookie though. Conditioning's probably a question.
It's already been commented about.
Yeah, like Cauley-Stein might be like fat or out of shape possibly, but I think I even remember the same thing being said about DeMarcus Cousins at one point. So take that that's a grain of salt.
Yeah.
That's all Twitter stuff.
All right, who's our next rookie or last rookie?
Oh boy! All right, we're gonna go in the Euro trash folder. We kind of wrote him off. Kristaps Porzingis, right now ranked 156 on Yahoo, 120 on ESPN. There's now talk that he's the possible starting power forward in New York. Derek Fisher, coaching in New York, loves him. Just like Cauley Stein, but in a different way. I think the conditioning's in question.
And he's a better rotisserie player. Like, his percentages are good. He won't get you... I mean, I don't know how many blocks he's going to get you. Or he needs to rebound better. I mean, a lot of that is still yet to be seen.
You could take a flyer on just about any one of these last few guys we've talked about.
Yeah, I mean...
But just know there's downsides to all rookies.
Durability is also a major question. Like, again, is he really big enough to bang with the NBA players? Probably not this year.
If ever. I mean, these are European
Sean
players.
Bradley, we'll see.
I mean, was Dirk ever big enough to bang? Dirk's just a different player, though. I mean,
Dirk's tough. I'm
not knocking Dirk. I'm asking, was Dirk actually a banger?
No, he's a face-up four that can stretch. He had Tyson Chandler.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, is this more of a Porzingis thing?
Possibly.
Which is why possibly him pairing with Lopez is interesting.
Possibly.
So keep an eye on Porzingis.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's the Rookies Update. I hope this podcast was informative. It's gone on at least an hour now.
Yeah, it's one of our longer podcasts, but lots of questions.
Lots of stuff to talk about this week. Hopefully we're not so long-winded next week, or maybe we are. We'll get some viewer suggestions. We asked for them.
Yeah, let us know. Shit.
Wow, what a week. I mean, a lot of viewer suggestions, a lot of Twitter, a lot of playoff baseball. I mean, just everything's pretty cool in the sports world right now, right?
Absolutely.
If you're a sports fan, you're loving it. I mean,
yeah!
Now, I'll be honest, the only thing that could make this better in the state of Arizona is if we could play daily leagues.
Yeah.
I mean, still, why won't they change this law? I just want to play for money, damn it. Fantasy gods, damn it. All right, speaking of that.
Let's go ahead and wrap this podcast up.
It's gone on far too long.
Way too long. Sorry if we ramble. We get excited.
If you actually listen to us this long, though, thank you.
Thank you.
Let us know that you listen this long. You're like, oh, it got a little boring.
Hey, I listened to the end.
I listened to the whole
We'll give you a
thing.
shout out. Like, oh, dude.
Yeah, leave us your name in the comments or on like iTunes or Stitcher or something. We'll give you a special shout out. Just be like, I don't know, it got slow and then it picked up and then you did some weird voices and
then you talked about something I still don't even know.
But I heard the whole damn thing and I need a shout out. Give me a shout out. We'll give it to you. Thank you for listening. Fantasy Gods!
Fantasy Gods!
Please grant me the serenity to record for 48 minutes and longer.
Much longer.
Courage to add drop aggressively. The wisdom,
as always,
to make good trades.
Amen.
Amen. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. As always, you can check out our website, fantasysportsaddicts.com. It's easier to sign up for now that you can just log in with your social media account.
Much easier.
So sign up, fantasysportsaddicts.com. Hit us up on Twitter at letter F, letter S, the word double, letter A at FSAA. We're happy to help you go over your lineups or comment on your draft or talk about draft strategies anytime.
Check out all of our other videos.
Yeah, subscribe on YouTube to our channel.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Leave a comment. Also, leave a comment or rate us on iTunes and Stitcher.
Please.
There is a donate button somewhere. Ryan burned through his 3 donations last night.
You keep telling everybody that.
But it's true. Wait, there's more donation left?
No, I drank it all, but you don't have to share it all with everybody.
This is family business? Wait, there's still... Dirty's holding out donation money. Is there more from Alfred, how much did you actually donate? Ryan's... Is there another 12-pack involved here? Is there more?
There's a 6-pack.
Oh, holdout 6. Or Ryan had a holdout 6.
It was an emergency 6-shooter.
Wow. Alfred, thank you, buddy. Wow. I was worried we were going to have trouble on this set. Alfred comes through with the holdout 6 for Ryan once again. So hit the donate button on our YouTube page. Buy Ryan a holdout sixer again, and
please, thank you.
God, this podcast is getting fun now that we're getting donations and craziness and viewer suggestions. Woo!
Lots of good times.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you next time.
All right, good luck.
Holdout six. All right, no win.